Hi, it's me Burbingish, and have you ever made a mistake? Actually, never mind. If you haven't, then you wouldn't be on YouTube right now. You would be like studying or something, I don't know. Well, I've made my fair share of mistakes in Deepwoken, and I'll take you through 10 of the dumbest ones that I have done myself. Now, this is a bit of an outdated one, but back when you couldn't just uncap your weapon stats with any boss, you had to do the Maestro Quest, which involved visiting this guy that is all the way up here in the middle of nowhere and giving him a Gale Stone. And yeah, you can probably guess that most of the time I would be walking up there, opening up my inventory, pause for like 5 to 10 seconds, and be like, damn. And then do the walk of shame all the way back down to Lower Eresia, massacre every Etrusk in a 10-mile radius until I find the shiny green rock that's uncapping my weapon. And then I run all the way back up. Yeah, it wasn't the most fun thing in the world. Taking a bounty in Hive is one of the biggest mistakes you can make as a Voidwalker. And I'm not talking about like the desert Hive with all the freshers and whatnot. No, I'm talking about like the civilized Hive with all the Ganymedes and like Vesperians and whatnot. Because if you try and take a bounty in there, like those guards are not messing around. Each of those guys, they have 5,000 HP and they have Flame Assault, which just means that you are not getting away from them. Not to mention, they have the power to just call down like a Titan, like they're a pilot in Titanfall 2, bro. Now this one, I find myself doing a lot. And I know that I'm doing this a lot, but I can't stop it because it's like gambling. It's like an addiction. What I'm talking about is going in on one skull in the Chimes of Conflict, because you know you already lost twice in a row. You're just like, man, if I can just win this next match, I'll get my skulls back up to 2 and I'll be fine, right? And it's like, no, you're not gonna do that. You're already like real angry after losing 2 matches. You're not gonna be parrying well. You're just gonna be like missing every parry you get, and you're just gonna die, bro. You're gonna get sent to the depths. And if you happen to be playing on a bank account like some people do for some reason, then you're also gonna lose like a bunch of items, dude. Like, what are you doing? Now this one has probably been featured on like 50 daily doses of Deepwokens. Speaking of which, is that still going on or nah? Last time I checked, he was on like episode 300 or something crazy like that, and I checked like 7 months ago. I wonder what he's at now. Well, anyways, using the Boulder when you're at 1 HP. I'm sure 90% of people who uses the Brutus Fortitude farm has died or almost has died to doing this. Every time I'm farming Fortitude there, my mouse hovers over the Boulder tool and my brain has to step in and be like, hey, wait a minute. Nuh-uh, you can't do that. You can't do that, you're gonna die. And that has happened a good 7 or so times, I think. If you use the only murmur in-game that was actually designed for combat, then you might have made this mistake before. So imagine you're going all the way out to the Void Sea to fight Kaido, and then after you drive all the way out there, right, you check your inventory and find that all you have in terms of food are like 2 Gobletos and a Dentifilo. Oh yeah, and also your resets on cooldown. And now you have 2 choices. Either you drive all the way back to Etrusk or somewhere else where you can buy food, or you just go for it. If you go for it, you gotta speedrun Kaido by hitting him from the back before you actually die of starvation. And I'm just gonna say, your unalloyed Vigil Longsword with 30 DPS is not beating this giant sea snake faster than you will starve. And as a little added bonus, you get to go to the depths as well since you died in the Void Sea. Isn't that just great? Have you guys ever gotten an absolute godly piece of armor? Like somewhere with upwards of 30 or so HP on it, and it wasn't even like drowned or something, it was just the base stats? And you have it right, only to wipe like 5 minutes later after you got it from a hell mode run or something, I don't know. Well, that's not an issue, right, since you can just pass it down. Let me just get my boots as well, and boom, there we go. Let's start a new character. Alright, so I got a build planned out here on the website and whatnot, and damn, they for real just took all that. Now personally, I have never lost a high HP item to this, because I'm just better. But I have lost a pair of polarized glasses, and that low-key kinda hurt, since it's like I lost a piece of my old character that I'm never gonna get back. But you know, it's wiped. Alright, this next one is a bit of a personal one, but quick joining into a California server is one of the biggest mistakes you can make. For those of you who don't know or haven't heard me crying about it in my community post, California has been wiped off the map. The servers, I mean. And they have been replaced by imposter servers like Singapore or Hong Kong or wherever else in the world. I don't really know geography, I'm American. Like, I don't know, Roblox, you're telling me that this is a California server, but the numbers just don't add up, man. I'm pretty sure I shouldn't be getting better ping in New York servers than servers that's supposedly within like walking distance of my house. Like, come on. Now, one of the biggest things that you shouldn't do when you're like running around the overworld in Deepwoken is just trusting people too much, because there's gonna be people that walk up to you and like ask you for notes, right? You're just like, oh, alright, I got like 20 notes. Yeah, you can have it. And you open your GUI, and what they're actually waiting for you to do is, you know, to have that slider open so that you're preoccupied, and then they walk around you quickly and then assassinate you, which, you know, kind of deals a lot of damage if you've ever experienced it. And then when the fight actually starts and you get back up, you're practically gonna be missing half your health bar, dude. You're gonna be playing on like 200 HP, while this guy probably has like every buff applied before he actually came up to you and like did a bit of deception. So yeah, if people ask you notes, even if it's a level 1 freshie in Rex, hey, you never know, that could be a max level. You never know. I think you should just grip that freshie. I don't know, man. Now this next one technically isn't in Deepwoken, but it is related to Deepwoken enough that I'm gonna put it in the video anyways. So imagine one day you're playing Deepwoken, right, and you're trying to plan out this fancy elaborate Shrine of Order build, right, and there's like, wait, what's the stat requirement for blank talent here again? So you go on the Deepwoken wiki and you search up the talents list, but then your mom walks in the room and then sees you on this website with all of these ads, and you're just like, Mom, it's not what it looks like, I swear. You should never ever open the Deepwoken wiki when there's someone else in your room, because the ads you get on the Deepwoken wiki is just absolutely like wild, bro. Like, what is this, bro? Like this is not supposed to be on here. Who allowed this thing? I mean, this being presented to your eyes was already bad enough, but like, imagine your mom walks in the room and then sees this goofy ad. Like, damn, not even ad block works against it for some reason. I'm pretty sure they worked around it somehow. And yeah, this, I don't know, maybe we can get a Deepwoken Trello, that'd be nice. And for the next mistake, it's watching this video. Well, luckily for you, it's about to end. So if you enjoyed this mistake, then please subscribe, and I'll see you when California decides to exist again.